Right, having topped the gun up with air, I've completed my shooting now, so what I'm going to do is go down, retrieve the final 3 targets, bring them back here, and then we can look at the results and see which one I think is certainly, as far as 10 shots goes, the most suited to the barrel on my Bsa Defiant. So be right back. Right, the results are in, as they say. So we've got 6 targets, each one shot with 10 shots of each different pellet that I possess. And here is the results of the H&M Barracuda Match Super Heavy. I don't know what the weight of those is though, because it doesn't actually say on the tin, and they're old. I actually bought these from when I went up to see my mate Colin, who lives in Cambridgeshire. There's a chap who you can find on the internet still, because he's been trading a long time, called Michael Torn, and it's Michael Torn Airgun Supplies. Anyway, his shop, so to speak, is not far from where Colin lives, and it's in a big barn. So we went to see him one day and just were talking about shooting, like you would obviously, and he happened to mention that he used to be really into HFT shooting, you know, hunter field target, and he said that these were the particular brand of pellets that he used to great effect. And I think actually if you looked up results, you'd find his name appeared quite often in the 80s and 90s, I think it was. Anyway, he sold me all the pellets of this brand that he had left, and I think I bought something like 4 tins in the end. And at that time I had a Bsa Scorpion T10, and they were super accurate in that, but they're actually not doing too bad in this. Look, this is, as you know, 30 yards. If I put my thumb in there, you can see how that compares to my thumbnail, so that's not bad at all. So I hope I hope I don't decide that these are the most accurate in my gun at 30 yards, because I've only got 1 and a bit tins left, so I'll be hard pushed to find some more. Still, there you go. The next ones I tried was the Air Arms Diablo Express, and they came in at 7.87 grains, and I'll put my thumb there again, and you'll see that I'm pretty sure that that wasn't me. I suppose I ought to blame the shooting, you know, the shooting, but even so, they certainly weren't as accurate as those ones. Finally, on this group was the JSB Exact, and I wasn't expecting much from these, because I tried them in my Springer, my Bsa Lightning XL Tactical, and they were awful. It was like using a shotgun. So I was pleasantly surprised when this was the result. Again, put my thumbnail there for comparison. So not too bad. I should think with practice I could tighten the groups up. Anyway, I then put some more air in my gun, and we went over to the next ones, which again, I have never used these before, so I was a bit intrigued as to what the result would be. And that was the RWS Superfield, and the weight of those was 8.4 grains, and that was the result. Pretty much a one whole group. Again, I'll put my thumb there so you can see. So I think I could probably hide that with my thumbnail. Yeah, just about. So I was quite pleased with that. Then we moved on to another one that I didn't think was going to do that well, which was the Barracuda Match, because it says on the tin something about greater than 18 joules. Well, obviously a 12 foot-pound air rifle doesn't really put out more than 13 joules. So I was quite pleased, certainly at this distance, that they grouped again reasonably well. Just about cover them up with my thumb, and they came in at 10.65 grains, so a bit heavier. And last but not least was the one that I was hoping was going to do the best. Because certainly in my Springer, which again was a Bsa barrel, they sort of one whole groups out to 30 yards. Look at that, that is awful. I'll have another go with them because it might have been, I'll tell you what, actually when I was taking these particular shots there was a whole load of butterflies that were right in my field of view between me and the target, and I think that was putting me off a bit. I'm not trying to make excuses, but that is actually what happened. So on another day I'll give these ones another go. I think I ought to, because I think I've got about 5 tins of these. So anyway, so that concludes the testing of 6 different types of pellets that I own, and I just thought you might find it interesting. My advice is, if you're just getting into shooting, or even if you've been shooting for a while and not particularly happy with your groups, try a different pellet, because you might be surprised. Anyway, see you soon.